diagnosed with ALS, it hit us from out of the blue. One thing I remember vividly from that day, though, the neurologist pulled me aside and said, get her to someone doing clinical trials because anything the least bit promising would be experimental. We were fortunate. We had an action plan from day one. You see, the ice didn't cure ALS. There's no effective treatment. It's a difficult disease. That's exactly why clinical trials are so important to people with ALS. They give them a legitimate Hail Mary, and it helps advance the science for the next person. You folks who do clinical research, you recruit for clinical trials. But wait, you're recruiting, they're shopping. They're doing the same things we all do every day when we look for a new car or try to find a great affordable restaurant in Palo Alto. They don't seek to be recruited. They are seeking the best clinical trials for them. Large businesses use customer journey maps to demonstrate the complexity that their customers encounter doing business with them. And in customer service, complexity is never good. You want the path for your customer to be easy. These customer journey maps often have 4 major elements. There's the awareness part of the journey, the research part of the journey, then the purchase, and then finally, there's the out-of-box experience, the kind of wow that Disney and Apple are so good at. Let's back up a minute, though, and talk about a customer service journey for someone shopping for a clinical trial. Awareness. A lot of money is spent on awareness of clinical trials, and that's great. But I have a suspicion that we have people who are already aware of clinical trials, motivated to participate, and we actually lose them in the research part of the customer journey. Am I all wet? How do I put some data behind my suspicion? I want you to meet Elizabeth Cosby, our secret shopper. Elizabeth is a fictitious woman who came to life in a Gmail account last March. Elizabeth has a fictitious aunt who was recently diagnosed with ALS, and Elizabeth's helping her find a clinical trial. The first part of Elizabeth's journey was to go online and find all of the recruiting interventional ALS trials and organize them in a way that would help them do some comparison shopping. That was a ridiculously complex and time-consuming task. Finally, on the evening of April 4th, which was a Monday, Elizabeth sent out 39 emails inquiring about clinical trials. They were form emails, but customized a little for each site. She asked 5 really basic questions. They were things like, is it still enrolling? Do you have any compensation? What's the time commitment? Those kinds of things. The very night that Elizabeth sent out those emails, a response came back from somebody working from home, answered all 5 questions, and it was a nice message. And I thought, maybe I am all wet. Unfortunately, no. Time told a different story. Louise is helping me here. 39 clinical trials. Let's go to the second one, please. 11 of them, no response whatsoever, not even an autoresponder. Crickets. Thank you. Of the 28 that did respond, we got a lot of very interesting information on the 5 questions. And I hope you will read my full paper that will be published at alsadvocacy.com to show the tabulation on all of those responses to those 5 questions. This project was as much about the journey as it was about those particular questions, though. So Elizabeth assigned a completeness score to each response. If you answered all 5 questions, you got a 5. If you answered, oh, we need to refer you to somebody else, you got a 0. The average completeness score was 3. So on average, she was getting 3 answers to 5 questions. She also assigned a tone score, and I know that's subjective, but the helpfulness, the collaborative nature of the message. Average tone score was 4. It got really interesting when we added the 2 scores together. For each response, we added completeness and tone. 13 of the 28 responses scored perfect 10s, What we found was when they were good, they were very, very good, and when they were bad, they were horrid. Good customer service. It's not rocket science. It's not neuroscience. It's common sense. We really need to fix some basic customer service problems that Elizabeth uncovered to make that customer journey easy. And if we do that, everybody wins. Thank you very much.